welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren from Lauren and the Books. I hope you're all wonderfully well today. Today I am doing my January at the moment video. If you're new here, hi! This is a video that I do every month where I talk about the last film that I watched, what I've been watching on telly, books, things that I've been doing online, music that I've been listening to. And I started doing these because I do a monthly favourites video, but I don't always mention the things that I've been sort of like listening to that have been fun but just not my favourite. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity just to check in and find out what I've been listening to and been up to and stuff. Do I want to cross my leg underneath? Do I? Yeah, we do. First of all, I'll start with the last film that I watched, which coincidentally will definitely be appearing in my monthly favourites video. David and I last night watched Dumplin on Netflix, and do you know what? I honestly can say, hand on heart, it's one of my favourite films ever. I absolutely adored it. You follow a character, Willow Dean and her mother. Her mother is a past pageant queen, and she runs beauty pageants in this town in Texas that they live in. And Willow Dean is is not your typical beauty pageant girl. She's a bigger girl, and she's never really had any interest in these pageants. And one year after the death of her aunt, she finds out that her aunt actually, who is also a larger girl, wanted to enter the pageant, and she decides that she'll enter the pageant, and this spurs a sort of a group of girls applying for the pageant who ordinarily wouldn't do. It is an amazing film. It's so body positive. It's so wonderful about female friendship. There's an amazing soundtrack of Dolly Parton songs. It's bright, it's fun. I wept, like big, massive, wet tears were just falling from my eyes throughout. I just adored it. I just thought it was wonderful and fun, and I really feel like it's going to be one that I go back and revisit loads and loads of times. David watched it with me. He also loved it. I thought it was amazing, and I'm shortly going to be listening to some Dolly Parton because I loved it all so much. But absolutely amazing. Please, please, please watch it. If you've got Netflix. I don't know if it's available to buy otherwise. God, I don't want it. I hope it never leaves Netflix because I'm going to be wanting to watch that again. But yeah, absolutely amazing. One of my favourite films ever. Loved it, loved it, loved it. What have I recently been watching on TV? Well, recently on TV I've been watching a programme which I also believe will be appearing in my monthly favourites because I've loved it so much. It's a programme on Channel 4 called Flirty Dancing, which is on a Thursday evening. And the premise of the show is it's a dating and dancing show. So Ashley Banjo, who is a professional dancer in a dance troupe called Diversity, they won Britain's Got Talent a few years ago, very big here in the UK. He is such a nice guy. Like, honestly, he is so lovely and just so, like, just nice. He just seems like a really nice guy. He teaches two separate people a dance, and then they meet up, having never spoke to each other before, and they dance the dance together, and then they leave. So they don't get to speak any words to each other or anything, and then they decide off the back of that whether or not they want to meet up again. Now, I've watched 2 episodes of this, which means I've seen 4 couples, and I've cried at every episode. The first episode I feel like was definitely better. There was a gay couple in the first episode, and their dance, the faces on them was just pure joy and wonderment. They were just having the time of their lives. I just think it's a really nice, like a really nice premise for a program. It gives me chills, like, and when I think about it, and when I'm waiting for them to dance the dance, I feel like as nervous, like, maybe not as nervous, I imagine they're much more nervous, but I feel like nervous watching them and thinking, oh God, are they going to get it right? So that, I'm filming this on a Thursday, so that's on tonight. But yeah, really love it. And if you looked at it and thought, oh, that looks a bit naff, I don't find it naff. A few people have said they find it a bit naff, but it's just so joyful and so wonderful. I really loved it. It's really been making me happy. I've really been enjoying watching it, so I would definitely recommend that. What books am I reading at the moment? At the moment, I have 3 books on the go. The first one is the audiobook of Pages & Co, Tilly and the Book Wanderers by Anna James. I'm listening to the audio of it and I'm absolutely adoring it. I was listening to it yesterday on the way home and I was just thinking, this is just so cosy and like fills me with nostalgia in a way that like when I used to read Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe and things. It's just fantastic and wonderful. You follow Tilly, who lives with her grandparents in a bookshop called Pages & Co, and she discovers, I believe this is going to be the first in a series, there's going to be quite a lot of this, she discovers that she can book wander, so she can go into books and wander about in them, and she's been going into Anne of Green Gables, Treasure Island, The Little Princess, and it's just wonderful. It's just so cozy and wonderful. There's loads and loads of like descriptive warmth about food that she's eating with her grandparents, and it's set in October half term, and it's just wonderful and perfect. I don't ever want it to end. I can't wait for the next one to come out. I think it's absolutely marvellous. I thought I would enjoy it anyway, but I'm just loving every minute of it. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Really love it. And then the next two books are both books that I've started this morning. Do you ever get to that nice point where you sort of finish a book? I finished 2 books yesterday, and it meant that when I went to bed last night, I wasn't actually physically reading. I was still listening to, because I was halfway through Pages and Co, but I wasn't actually physically reading any books. So I woke up this morning like, oh, what books am I going to read? So I picked a non-fiction and a fiction, and the fiction that I'm reading is the translated fiction that I wanted to read this month, and this is Farewell My Orange by Iwaki Kei. This is translated from Japanese, and I'm quite early on. I mean, I'm 32 pages. I don't even think it's 134 pages. I've got about 100 pages left. And you follow 2 characters, Salima and Sayuri, who are both, they've met through an English lesson. They both don't speak English. They've moved to Australia. One is Japanese and one's from Nigeria, I believe she is. Yeah, Nigeria, and they've met at these English speaking lessons, and I'm very much enjoying it so far. You hear through, so far I've only heard from Sayuri through letters to someone that she's writing called Dear Teacher, and then you're hearing about their different experiences of living in Australia, that not being the country that they're from. But yeah, very much enjoying it, looking forward to reading it more. I think I will probably finish it, if I don't finish it today, probably tomorrow, as it's only short and I'm flying through it already, but very much enjoying that. And then I'm reading an essay collection. Now, essay collections are not something that I read very often, but Faber contacted me last year and asked me if I'd be interested in this, and I absolutely was. It's called We're Never Meeting in Real Life. It's by Samantha Irby, and the essays that I've read so far, the essays have got the best ever. They're essays that I think, bloody hell yeah, I really want to read those. They've got really good titles. So, My Bachelorette Application, very funny. A Blues for Fred, The Miracle Porker, Do You Guys Pay Your Fucking Bills or What? You Don't Have to Be Grateful for Sex, which is the one that I've just finished, and that really rang true with me in terms of some dating experiences that I've had. I'm really loving this. It's really readable, it's really funny, it's really, in some ways, really different to experiences that I had, as I'm not a woman of colour living in Chicago dating, but also there's bits that I can pull out and be like, I've had that experience, yeah, I know what that feels like. Really enjoying it, really fun, and looking forward to reading more of this, so very excited about that. So those are the books that I'm reading at the moment. Music. What music have I been listening to? Guys, I love the new Westlife song. I love Westlife. I have been a sort of, I don't want to use the word guilty pleasure, because you know how I feel about guilty pleasures. They're not guilty if they make you feel happy. But I've been a big Westlife fan for a long time. My friend Jenny is a massive Westlife fan. Her first dance at her wedding was Flying Without Wings by Westlife. And we've been to see Westlife twice before. If you don't know who Westlife are, if you're in the US, I don't think you will. They are an Irish boy band, however they're a man band now, they're all much older. There used to be 5 of them, now there's 4 of them. And they've been, we went to see them about maybe like 10 years ago, it's a long time. And they've been on a sort of, they had a farewell tour, and that was the end. And then guess what, they're back, and we're going to see them in June, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to see them on one day, and then the next day, or maybe the day before, I'm going to see Spice Girls. I'm doing a Westlife Spice Girls double hitter. And yeah, so they're back, and normally they do a lot of like covers of songs and things like that, but they've got this new song out called Hello My Love, which is an original Westlife song, and I just love it. I really love it. David doesn't like it so much. There's a really weird, and I will say it is a weird lyric. There's a weird lyric that's like something about like hair growing where it's supposed to, or something like that, which is a weird lyric to have, but I really love it. It's really happy, and it's just like, I've been singing along to it and just having a wonderful time. So very much enjoying the old Hello My Love by Westlife. Online, what have I been doing? Online, one thing that I've done, in fact I can show you because it's right there. Hold on a second. As you may know, because I've been talking about it, I haven't done an actual video on this yet, and I will get around to doing it. But I want to, my next video in my alphabet series is going to be F is for fast fashion. I'm really keen to not buy any clothes this year. new clothes. I am aware that my new clothes buying is a problem. I've got things in my wardrobe that I've never worn, I've got things that I've only ever worn once, etc, etc. So I want to get around to wearing some of my actual clothes. Also the production of clothes, I didn't realise how bad the effect it was having on the environment. I will go more into that in my F is for Fast Fashion video. But one thing I have allowed myself to do this year is buy second-hand clothes, which is something that I've not really done before. I've done it a few times, bought a few vintage things, I've bought a few things online, but this year I was like, I'm gonna maybe get some second-hand things and do like a thrift haul and things like that. I'm actually going to Canterbury this afternoon. I'm going to look in some charity shops there and see if there's anything good there. But I've been using Depop. Now I've only bought one thing on Depop so far. Depop is an app I've got on my phone where you can buy, I believe it's majority second-hand clothes, and you can list things on there. It's a bit like eBay for clothes basically. And there was a t-shirt that I wanted from Joni, which is an online clothes store that I really, really love, and I am sort of allowing myself a bit of wobble room during my not buying any clothes this year. I've told myself I'm allowed to buy one item a month, new clothes, if I want. So I can roll those over. So for example, I've got a wedding coming up in the summer. If I feel like I haven't got anything to wear to that, then I've got like wobble room for that, because one item a month for me is amazing. Like, I haven't bought any new clothes in January and I can't actually believe it. I am the sort of person, honestly, I was buying about 4 or 5 new things a week. It's disgusting. So anyway, I wanted this t-shirt on Joni. I think it's about £20 and I saw it for £4 on Depop, bought it. It's really fun. It says Everyday Brunch Club, which I know they do in a jumper as well. I bought it for £4, postage was like £3, so £7 in general. It's come back, it's got the smallest little stain here, which I don't even think you can realise, but I'm really pleased with it. So what I've been doing, I've started buying second-hand clothes online, and I've been checking Depop on the regular to see what Joni items they've got in there. I'm also, after watching Dumplin, very keen to get a Dolly Parton t-shirt, so I've been looking to see if they've got any second-hand Dolly Parton t-shirts on there as well. So yeah, that's what I've been doing online. And then the last thing that I want to discuss is things that I've been watching on YouTube. So on YouTube, January is one of my favourite months for YouTube, because there's a lot of best books of 2018 and a lot of talks about resolutions and things they want to do, and what people have got planned for the coming year, and I'm really into all that. So January for me is a good month for YouTube, because I've just been watching all things like that. So that is what I'm up to at the moment. Would love to hear some of the things that you're up to at the moment. Let me know what you're reading, what you've been watching, if you've watched Dumplin, if you've been watching Flirty dancing, what songs you've been listening to. Do you like the Westlife song? Very, very interested to hear all of those things from you, and I will speak to you again soon for another BookTube video. Goodbye!